is in Starbucks. So you go around snapping around Starbucks, for example, and guess what? Whoever's on the other end that gets those photos, that knows how to
Mm-hmm.
remove the little Pikachu filter, says, "Oh yeah, that's the guy we're looking for." And
Yep.
and now Snapchat is supposed to be rumored to have facial recognition software it built into it. Have you heard that?
Yes. Snapchat too.
Yeah, I don't know a thing about it. I don't know a thing about it, but this girl sent me these crazy Snapchat videos that were.
Yes, that was me.
Yeah, that was you. Yeah, yeah, I know. I love it. I love it. But so people we've bought our own devices. We bought the phones, and when I was a kid, if you wrote something in a diary, especially something personal, you get upset that anybody would read it. But now it's I mean, what, in 10
It's
years
public.
you're going to have to log into Facebook with a thumbprint or something, or a DNA sample.
Your RFID chip.
RFID, yes, that's a whole other ball of wax right there, isn't it?
Yep.
So do you think the concept of a one world government is a good thing or a bad thing?
Absolutely, it's a bad thing. No government should be in control of the world's resources ever. They didn't pay for that. Who said that you own this? Who gave it to you? Okay, you own this body of water. Who gave it to you?
Well, exactly. See, and it's if you go back again to the Bible, God says, "Here's your planet. Here's your food. You can eat the animals. You can smoke the weed. You can, there you go." And somebody said, "Oh, no, no, no! You're not allowed to be self-sufficient. You're not allowed to just go out and hunt. You have to,
Let us feed you.
yes, you
Let
got
us give you water with fluoride.
the Walmart way, right?"
Yes.
Yeah, fluoride. That's a fun one right there too, because fluoride. If you look back on those old rat poison, there's a type of fluoride in rat poison, and
Because it's a neurotoxin.
yes, and isn't it a small percentage of it in some antipsychotics and mood elevators?
Yes, it is. Especially oh, what's the really everybody is on it. Prozac. Prozac is full of fluoride.
Yes, yes. And do you know that 98% of Europe has actually banned the fluoridation of water?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
I
it's
bet.
a
I wonder if they have trace pharmaceuticals in their water like we do here. And not a lot of people know that we have trace pharmaceuticals like antidepressants in our water also.
exactly, and that's why I love the gorge, because it's so full of springs, and there's one in particular that's a community spring right in Slade, a place called Slade, and everybody goes there to get their water. And when I go camping, which I guess I'm going to be doing by myself now, but any, anyway, um, I take a lot of jugs and I get a lot of that water because, and I try not to drink tap water at all. But can you even trust a company that sells you spring water? I mean, is there an independent test to determine the presence of fluoride? I wonder.
No, but you can use litmus paper. It's very cheap. You can go to any Whole Foods store. You can even order it offline for like $1. Um, it is paper that you can dip in the water to see if it's acidic or not. And what people also don't know is you have a right to alkaline water, meaning it is illegal for your government. If you take water from your sink, test it with litmus paper, and it's acidic, that is illegal. But I guarantee you every home here in this country will test acidic.
Well, it's interesting because back in the day, I remember some reports. I can't remember the guy's name, who talked about that said that cancer does not survive in a very alkaline environment, or um,
No.
it's I really
It's
am gonna.
because cancer is a type of candida, so that makes it a fungus. And that fungus eats anything acidic that you're putting into your body. And a good way to find out that you're dangerously acidic is if you have acid reflux. Then you need to make some changes
Well, it's
for your
funny.
health.
Yeah, because I actually I had that going on for a while myself, and then it went away, And now within the last 3 weeks, I've noticed um, a major issue, of a resurgence of it, because all I was doing was eating a ham sandwich and it felt like sandpaper, like I was trying to swallow
Mm,
sandpaper. Yeah.
gotta stop eating that pork. You gotta stop eating pork. That shit is humans. Which, by the way, I'm gonna go off on a tangent here about that. Long, 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 long time ago, we're talking like pre-Egypt days. They genetically engineered the animal that is the pig. And our pig is basically half wild boar, half human. So when you consume pork, the reason why these religions forbid it is because it's a form of cannibalism. And the fucking pork in the bacon happy fucking country, man. Yeah, I get it. It tastes good, but your body fucking hates it. It is so bad for you.
So you're saying don't eat pork. I mean, is this your way of coming out to whoever in the world? Because, I have friends that listen in England and Spain. Are you
Hmm.
actually stating publicly now that you support Islam? Is that what you're saying?
No, Jimmy. What I'm saying is if you're gonna eat pig, eat wild boar. Do
Well,
not eat farm pigs.
Well, see, you keep mentioning these things, and then I keep remembering things I wanted to share to you, because at Live Leak, not long ago, they somewhere in China, they had this little pig on exhibition there. This guy's holding this little pig, and it has the most human face I've ever seen on an animal. And
It's because it's a genetically altered animal.
well, and the odd part too is it was barely breathing, but it also has what looks like I'll just say a very phallic appendage on its forehead. So literally, this pig is a dickhead. You know.
Jimmy,
I know. I'm sorry. I'm
little
sorry,
pig.
but I know, but yeah, okay. So and you touch a point there. The concept of Islam, the concept of everything being like today, what happened in London. I mean, again, you said you saw a video, which I mean, I saw that they were releasing the a bit of what was the guy was talking about, and this was before the attack. So if this is all planned, what is the point? What is the point? What is the government trying to make us do in response to these
Fear,
terrorist fear? Is that what you said?
fear. Yes, the human. We cannot. We're in the ascension period right now. A lot of people know. The human collective cannot function spiritually under fear. It cannot happen. It is literally the lowest vibration you can assemble. So what they want to do is they want to keep you in fear so that you will have the first thing that people want to do when they're scared is they want somebody to protect them. So they're going to offer up whatever they have here. Protect me. Here, Queen Lizard of England, take my gun, protect me.
Yeah, there's that one commercial that gets on my nerves a little bit, and I think it's a Navy commercial, and it's got that family standing out in the center of this town, and it
Hmm.
says to get to you, they got to get through us, and then there's like thousands of everything from divers to pilots to you name it in the Navy, and
Hmm.
so I mean, when things go wrong, what's the first thing we're supposed to do? Oh, we're supposed to go write a letter to the congressman, write a letter to your senator, and expect that the government's going to put people in place to protect you. But in the act of protecting you, they make sure to. It's kind of like job security. It's I called the road department here in Scott County once before, and I said, hey, that idea about taking crumbled up tires and mixing it with asphalt, so the roads last, um, what is it, 7 times longer? Do we do that? And
Hmm.
they're like, no, I know what you're talking about, but we don't do that. But see, because what that does is that keeps the potholes from creating as much damage as they do. It keeps them from forming at least as quickly as they do. Because every year you drive through town, you see the same pothole that was there last year. And
Yes, especially in Virginia, man, it's bad here.
yeah, I've actually heard a lot about Virginia and the potholes there. Um, but it's job security.
Major. Major is messaging me on Facebook about the bacon. He is mad about me talking about the bacon.
Oh my gosh. Well, Major. I remember Major. Yes, I remember. Yes, very very vaguely. That's so cute. That's cute. Immediate backlash, right?
I'm so sorry. I
Are,
had to. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Jimmy. My bad.
no, you're fine. It's just you're making me a little envious because I don't have any of that deprogrammer that you obviously have, and I'm a little upset.
If only you were closer, my dude.
Well, that may that may just have to happen. That may have to happen. I got to get out of this state, this backwoods, Mitch McConnell loving bunch of. No, I can only imagine people, hearing me put down. I'm not putting down Kentucky. I just don't like Mitch McConnell. You know.
Yes, I don't like our governor either. McAuliffe is a fucking mess, man.
Yeah, I can make a note to self. You have this option before you go live of clicking this little explicit language filter, and
I'm
I
sorry.
I didn't. No, it's a little late now. I didn't click that, but with you, I'm going to have to make sure that is that's a habit.
I am so sorry for my language. I am so sorry,
Oh,
really.
no, you can't be anything less than yourself. I wouldn't love you as much, and make sure Justin's cool with that. So, but
Yes.
but but in the whole of everything that we talked about, and I know what's going to happen. I'm taking notes because there are things that you said I want to absolutely expand on, and we talked about the whole initial thing was about the hollow earth, and you know this. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
This guy Sims again. Now he has monuments dedicated to him in Ohio where he's buried. Yes, the butt of jokes because he said the earth is hollow, but somebody paid attention because he was successful, sweetie, in getting about 15 miles from here there is a one of the first Native American schools, which I'm not even going to touch Native Americans right now because my thoughts and feelings on that, on
Yes.
what this government has done and is still doing. The genocide
It's
is
sickening.
yeah, it's never stopped. Genocide's never stopped. And living at Leech Lake Reservation up there, I learned more about American history than at any point in school. And but the first Native American school is actually a few miles from here. Now it's a tiny little cabin. It's fallen down. They're actually trying to restore it. But this guy, Richard Johnson, he was eventually a vice president of the United States. Now, Sims actually had this guy, Richard Johnson, present a bill, and it was agreed that he was going to get the funding for a 6-month expedition into the Earth. Now, even though it's back then, he approaches this congressman. Like I said, later vice president. These people aren't stupid. It doesn't matter what era you live in. You don't become president if you don't know how to pull strings, or a vice president. You make a
Yes.
lot of enemies. So I'm just wondering what evidence the Sims guy had after coming out of the Missouri Territory saying that he now knows that the polls are open and we can get in there. What did he present? It's kind of like Joan of Arc when she goes and meets the Dauphin, if you know anything about Joan of Arc, and it's left to history how she proved herself to him that she was being guided by what I think Saint Catherine. I think she was being guided by God, and which led to the freedom that the country knows today. What did this guy Sims present to Johnson? What empirical evidence did he have that said the earth is hollow? And that it was initially approved, but Andrew Jackson actually, when he came into office, he actually dropped it, changed the idea of going into the hollow earth. I don't even know if I ever told you about that, but he also had I can't remember the guy's name. He was an Ohio businessman. And now again, this guy Sims, he's living around the Hopewell Mounds. Total fascination with Native Americans.